Don Mecoy. I'm the business editor of the Oklahoman, and I'm joined today by my colleague Steve Lackmeyer, who covers downtown development. I'm sure a lot of you have read his stories. Lately, Steve, you've written a lot about the development just west of downtown in the Film Row area, around the 21C Museum Hotel that we've heard a lot about, but we've learned a little more today. Yeah,
this is the first time we've gotten a hold of the complete master plan for the area, and it's pretty extensive. We've been reporting on this in just as bits and pieces as they've come. The first project is well underway, and that's conversion of the 99-year-old Fred Jones manufacturing plant, which was originally a Ford Model T assembly plant, into a 21C museum hotel. That will consist of a full-service upscale hotel, a extensive art museum that's open 24/7, free to the public, with rotating curated exhibits. It'll have a restaurant and lounge. We also learned yesterday that Graham Colton, a well-known recording artist, and Brian Bogert, who owns restaurants in Bricktown and Norman, are teaming up to open up a restaurant and music venue at 901 West Sheridan, where a couple of decades-old warehouses are. What's new is we've finally seen the full plan for the housing, retail, and structured parking that will surround all this. The Hall family, descendants of Fred Jones, they consider this whole property to be part of their family's legacy. They've resisted efforts over the years to buy it from them. They have done a deal with Mark Beffert, who has been very involved in downtown real estate in the office side, and Andy Burnett, who has been very involved in residential and commercial development downtown. They have teamed up together, and what they're looking at is a project that involves 320 apartments, about 19,000 square feet of retail, and 800 parking spaces. And this is spread out all around the old Fred Jones building.
And the timeline on this is pretty good, right? I mean, we're expecting to see something fairly soon.
Yeah, so let's talk about what's happening. The museum hotel is under construction now and will open next year. The music and restaurant venue, that is a done deal. And work should be starting on that later this year with an opening next year. Andy Burnett, in a presentation to the Downtown Design Review Committee this morning, indicated that all of what's called the residences, the retail, the apartments, the garages, will be built at once. Now, they still have to make a formal application to be approved by the Downtown Design Review Committee in August. But they did get very encouraging response from the committee. It looks like they won't have a lot of trouble getting approved by them. There are some hurdles to be overcome.
But if all this happens, it's going to be transformative for this area from what it used to be to what it will be.
You have to remember, a lot of this property surrounding the Fred Jones plant was old surface parking, warehouses that hadn't been used in years. It was on the tail end of Film Row, which until just a few years ago was Skid Row. That area has totally been transformed. So now we're seeing Film Row being extended to Classen Boulevard. And this would complete it. You would have downtown hitting Classen. We've been seeing this momentum in a lot of situations throughout the area from Main Street all the way up to Northwest 13th. But downtown is hitting Classen Boulevard. It's really quite fascinating to see.
Well, it's amazing, and it will be amazing if all this goes forward as is planned. But clearly there's a lot of major work ahead.
Yes. Fred Jones Avenue, which runs immediately east of the old auto plant, it also extends and dead ends north of Main Street. And part of the project plan is to have a building that be built over that road and for the road to be closed north of Main Street. And that is one of two access ways to the county jail. I will remind everyone that Oklahoma County itself shut down a bunch of roads in that area when they built the jail. But it's not a road I've ever seen a lot of traffic on. But they will have to get permission to shut down that road. They're not indicating whether they'll be seeking any tax increment financing assistance or other sort of public money on this, but it wouldn't surprise me if there's some kind of request for assistance on the streets and on infrastructure. Their plan is to continue the Project 180 street design into that area, which involves the new street lighting, the pavement and sidewalks and all that. On Sheridan Avenue, they may also continue the Film Row theme you see in the intersections with the spotlights. Okay.
Well, obviously there'll be a lot more opportunities for
Yes.
coverage, but for coverage of this particular story, check out the Oklahoman tomorrow. We'll have stuff up on News OK, and Steve will keep with this, as he always does, on the Downtown Development Beat.